Here we go. Get your free weights. Get ready to go. And when you hear that, don't skip and go to another recording. If you're having troubles with knees, hips, who knows, your back, and you need to take the standing element out of your workout, you can do a lot of what we're going to do with weight loading with our arms, our upper back, our upper body in the chair. So, with that said, get your weights ready. And I'm turning on, if you need to know, my upper fan. So one of the smartest things you can do when you are doing working out is get a fan on you. Okay. Heat is a common element of problems for even athletes. So make sure you're hydrated and get a fan on you. It will help tremendously. Your heart doesn't have to overwork to keep you at a right temperature and do work, okay? And so there you go. So here's my chair. I'm going to use my little band to get our muscles that are going to be doing free weight loading on to get on board. So I'm going to use my extra long little band here. I'm trying to adjust this so that you see I have a sticking point. Yeah, Mac is wandering around. Okay. So I have my free weights. I'm going to start with just a light weight. If you're having trouble ambulating, sit in a chair. If you're having trouble with a knee or a hip, use a pad on a chair. Okay? That's an acceptable modification. Do your same mechanics for sure, and just check out. This is a great way to warm up, by the way. Here's my band. I'm just going to loop it right there on my thumbs. See that? I'm not pulling on it right now. I'm using it as a spacer. See? I'm going to go in and back up with my wrist. I'm sitting in my chair. I've got the little 2-inch bounce pad that I'm sitting on. I'm doing this as if I had a knee or a hip problem, which many of you have. So give yourself a little break here, okay? So here's the thing. When I start to stand up with a knee or a hip problem, I can tell you, you are going to come in on your legs unless you're thinking not to. You don't want to do that. You want to almost act like you're pushing your knees out. When you come in here, see when I load in right here, and I'm gonna use this as a spacer, not a puller. I'm gonna just kind of press into my heels and think, what am I doing with my knees when I do that? Am I caving in? Okay, I have to go over this stuff because I tell you, I walk into classes, I walk in and instruct somebody to do any kind of a move. You could name a dozen of them to start with. And it's the mechanics that get you into trouble. So here I am. I'm hip hinging. I'm pushing out with my knees as I press into the heels. It makes a difference. So when I do that, I'm going to go straight out. I'm using this as a spacer. I'm not pulling. I'm dropping my shoulders. I'm pressing and coming down and pushing into the heels. As I come down, do that all over again. So not fast. So instead of walking to warm up, I'm going to do some real functional basic moves. Okay. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to press into the heels. I'm going to press my knees like I'm going out. even though I don't make them come out. So this is what's called almost it's a cross between an isometric, isotonic move. You are doing a movement over a joint, but you're pressing out with the knee, okay? As if my hands were on either side of your knee and you were trying to move it. Here we go. Back in, back up, straight forward. Now we start the turn. We touch right here. Then we come to neutral, okay? So I'm on all four corners of my feet right now. They're as wide as my chair legs. I'm straight out. And if I came into your room right this minute, you know what I'd do? I'd walk up behind you and put my hands on your shoulders. I know it. So how did I catch you? It's because I know what you do. Drop those shoulders. As you hold your spacer, don't pull, just hold it taut. Now you're going to press out just a little bit with your butt and you're going to swing and you're going to touch opposite hand on the outside of the knee. Then you're going to come straight forward again. You know what you're doing? When you come here, your shoulders are down, good. But when you come here and you pat on your knee, you know what you're doing? Many of you are caving in on your knees. So don't do that. So when I'm touching here, my back is very extended. I'm not twisting, so to speak. I am moving to the side, yes. I'm pressing into my hips, yes. But I'm pushing those knees out, okay? Then I'm going to come straight in, straight forward. Keep your spacer, don't pull. Just keep your spacer, tight tummy, drop your shoulders. Breath through your nose. You're going to turn, push your butt back, drop your shoulders, and you're patting your knee on the other side and you're pressing out. Oh my goodness, if you get this, it's a game changer. Okay, right now, I start to press out. Don't roll your feet, don't roll your feet, just right in here. It's a mechanism that changes right in here. Many of you will push out and you'll roll your foot. Don't do that. Keep your heel down. Keep your big toe down. You're digging into the big toe and the heel. You're coming over here, just like that, and you're pushing out on the sides of your knees. Then you come straight forward, okay? Take a big breath through the nose. Here we go. Push the hips out. Big breath. Turn, pat the side of the knee. Open those. Don't roll your foot. Just act like you're pressing out on that hand. Then come straight forward. Now we're going to go ahead and sit down. Go ahead and sit down and come back down and come back down. Yay. Big breath through the nose. Drop your shoulders. Okay. Here's the hands. Straight out. Hooked into the thumb. And now we come in and we just lay that band right across the top of the head. You do not put those shoulders back. They are headed down. See that? So I'm going to come right there. I'm heading those down. Now drop your shoulders. You're putting that band right on top of the head. You're not pulling. You're just keeping it taut. Okay? Go straight up with it now as far as you feel you can. We're opening up those shoulders. We're going to be working on those muscles. So you're going to come right down. Do not pull those elbows back. Not yet. Take a big breath. The band comes right across the head. You're not pulling. You're just keeping it taut as a spacer. Now when you go up, I want you to go way up with your shoulders. Like way up, like you're going to hit the ears well with your shoulders. Now push the shoulders down. Now bring the elbows down. Hang on to it right there. Breath, 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 breath. One more time, go straight up. Now this time you're going to take one arm, I don't care which, and bring it over your head. Now you're going to tuck that elbow way back behind your back. Okay? Then you're going to come back up. You're going to take a big breath through the nose. You're going to take the other hand across the top of your head, lay it right across your head. Bring that other elbow way back behind your back. So you're pushing your elbow gently back behind your back. So you're doing it. Nobody's pressing on. I just want you to get this free floating motion. These are very functional moves that your shoulder, if you're healthy with your shoulder, you should be able to do this kind of a rotation. Not pressure, it's just taunt on the band. You're not pulling. You're just bringing the elbow and tucking it right back there, and your forearm is on top of the head. Take a big deep breath. Bring those shoulders way up. Now drop the shoulders down. Bring the hand over the head and pull that elbow back behind your back. Then you're going to come down. Okay? Put your hands right here on your legs. They're already in a V with the band. You're going to press forward, and you're going to press forward so hard that you feel it in your groin muscles. So it's right here. You want to go down until you're really feeling that. Okay? Really stretch down, then bring those hands down. Put it in between the legs there. Take a big breath. Press back and down on your shoulders, and your hips are pressing down. Both heels are down. Now come down a little bit further, but don't round your back. Don't round your back. Then you're ready to come up. Now don't come straight up from this point. You want to bring an elbow up and an elbow up. Okay? Once you've done that, then you can come on up and press and lift that butt off the chair and come up and come up. Now, we're going to grab our weights, and we're going to use our band around our knees. I've already prompted you to one of the main moves that I want to do today with you whenever that we're using our bands. You could use it upper body, and you can use it lower body. And why do I stress all these funky little moves? They're actually not a funky move. They are a functional move that we get really lazy at. Okay, so here's my band. I'm going to keep it right here. I'm going to get my weights. What am I going to get? I'm not going to get the very lightest. I'm going to go up one. Okay, so for me, that would be 9. All right, that's just what would be one up from very light for me. Okay, it's not heavy. It's just putting your toe into the medium range. Okay, take a big breath. I've got my weights here. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna hang on to them, and I'm gonna hip hinge, and I'm gonna space my feet so they're right in front of my chair legs. Okay, because some of you go to sit down and your feet are way too narrow. So widen up. Okay, drop your shoulders. Swing the butt back. Come down, come down, come down. So now you're on that little pillow, the little balance pad that we have. You're giving yourself 2 inches of a grace. That's an acceptable modification. And we're going to do a whole range of upper body moves, okay, with our weights and with our band. So what we just practiced was going forward and back up, correct? This becomes crucial when you have weights in your hands, because if you go to put your weights down and you don't have the proper mechanics, you could get yourself into trouble with your back, your hip, your shoulder, okay? So pay attention, drop your shoulders, take a breath through your nose, hip hinge. And when you hip hinge, what you might not see me doing is when I go hip hinge, what I have just done is lifted the rib cage up. I don't ever hip hinge unless I do that first, okay? So rib cage comes up and then hip hinge. So I wanted to break that down for you because some of you don't realize and don't see me doing it. So rib cage comes up, then the hip hinge comes. My feet are pretty straight on. They might be out a little bit, not much. I'm going to bring those weights down. Okay, D-O-W-N. I know. You'd want to spell it differently, wouldn't you? And then you come back up. Now, why am I doing this? Because we're going to be doing a lot of putting things down and picking them up in a chair with a pad that's making us move 2 more inches so that we don't just drop the weight. Okay? If that's a problem for you and you keep rounding your back, you got to take the pillow out. Okay? I'm just saying. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to grab my band. See? I'm going to give a couple of preparatory moves through the shoulders because that's where we're going to be working. Then I'm going to slip it onto around my knees. Okay? So here I go. Here's my extra long little medium band. I'm going to bring my elbows in. Okay? If you've ever had shoulder issues, this is one that you need to be doing pretty much every day. Yeah, I mean, in the morning, you know, when you move around a little bit after you've done some movement like we just did, when you go to grab, do not bend the wrist now. Okay? So it's what we call neutral wrist. So I'm going to come right here and put my elbows at my waist, right above my hip bones, right there. Okay? I'm going to drop my shoulders, take a big breath again, say rib cage up, keep my wrist neutral. Now I'm going to press in with my elbows, press down with my shoulders, and I'm going to really pull my hands apart. And I'm going to hold it. I'm going to go heel, heel, toe, toe. So there's our first plantar flex with your feet. And right at the same time, you're breathing and you're pulling. Like you're trying to really pull rope really hard. Pull. Drop your shoulders. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Big breath. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Come on, pull that. Yeah, drop your shoulders. You gotta drop your shoulders. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Plantar flex, dorsiflex with the feet. Keep those wrists neutral. Breath. Breath. Just a couple more. Just a couple more. Drop your shoulders. Bring your elbows into your waist. Come on, pull. Drop your shoulders again. Take a breath. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Go really into a toe. Yeah, real plantar flexion. Okay, pull one more time really hard. Pull. 5, 4, breath. 3, 2, 1. And release. Bring your elbows. Yeah, you should feel like you needed a rest if you did that right. I knew you were going to love this today. Okay, so now we're going to just hang on. We've already done this. We're going to grab with one fist, put it in one right between the thumb and the hand, and we're just going to go out like this. See that? So we're pressing this back. And when you do this, you got to drop your shoulders. Oh my goodness, I gave a talk at I don't know, health expo thing, and they wanted me to do some simple moves to help people's posture. Do you know how hard it is to get a room full of people who are not trained at all, who are having shoulder problems, to just drop their shoulders when they're pulling? It's hard. Now, any archer will know how to do that. So switch, drop your shoulders, open just a little bit here at the hips, just a little bit. So what do I mean by that? You're sitting here on the edge. I want you to open back because I want this right here, these muscles, to start contracting. They're not going to contract if you don't open the hip a little. Drop the shoulder, not a lot, just a little, okay? Drop the shoulders, open back. Now go to the other side. So here's my fist. Here's my pull arm. See? My slingshot, and or my archery. Okay? Open, breath. pull way back, bring your elbow down first, and just all the way open. And see, you're holding on to it by keeping your shoulders down. And you have to keep your chin tucked. Yeah, I should have said that a long time ago. Even though some of you know, when I drop my shoulders, I tuck my chin. Take a breath, bring it back in, switch. Here we go. Fist here, open here. See, I'm gonna pull it out, but I want you to keep your elbow down because I want to keep your shoulder down. If you bring your elbow up, your shoulder's gonna come up. I don't want that. Drop, drop. Got it? Here we go. Pull, keep the elbow down, keep the shoulder down, and then point. All in front of you, all the way. Yeah, just like a little machine gun going back and forth, okay? Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. That was your recovery move. We're gonna do one more steady state pull on this band before we put it on our legs, okay? Stay with me here, y'all. Especially if you have shoulder issues. You build a lot of imbalances in your muscles. And this is a very good way to get you out of trouble with your shoulders. So, see, I'm hanging on to it with this. Do you see my wrists are not going to be like this? They're going to be like this. That's neutral, okay? Drop your shoulders. Get your toe, heel, heel. And I might point out, don't do them at the same time. For anybody with back issues, if you have a slip disc or a bulging disc, A, you have to be cleared for normal functional movement. That's A. B, still, when you do them together, see this? That's enough of a jarring motion on your back that you don't want. So you go toe, toe. Heel, heel. Yeah, just don't put yourself at peril is the name of the game on this. Take a big breath, open the hips, elbows into the waist. Wrist is neutral, drop your shoulders, breath again, and pull those hands apart. So you're trying to pull your shoulder blades together. Big breath. This is going to create a lot of tension. Pulling into the shoulders. And your shoulders have to keep down. And you're going to go toe, toe. You're going to go heel, heel. Keep pulling. Don't bend the wrist. Take a big deep breath. Pull, pull. Heel, heel. Pull, toe, toe. Heel, heel. Pull a little more. Tight tummy. Keep going. Toe, toe. Heel, heel. Yeah, keep going. Pull, pull just a little bit more. See, I'm trying to get you to do at least 30 seconds of this really hard pull. Take a breath. I'm just kind of guesstimating. My guess is Kathy knows. Okay, 5, 4, pull. Drop your shoulders. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Release. Oh. Put your elbows down. I know it. You're supposed to be feeling it out here. If you've had shoulder issues, I'm telling you, your shoulders, your whole shoulder girdle is getting weaker. This pull, this isometric pull, where you're really holding on to it, is just a gateway to getting better with your shoulders, okay? Okay. You ready? Here goes. This is coming around the foot. Then I'm going to step into it with my other leg, my other foot. Then, as I bend forward, what am I doing with my back? Keeping it extended. I'm going to bring this right up here. Okay? Now, get it right above the knee. Don't let it cut into you. Open it out. Now, come in narrow where there's no tension. Now, step the whole leg out and the whole leg out. See that? Now you've got a very tight band. Do not roll your feet at this point. We're going to do that, but not right now. So your both of your legs from your hip all the way to your foot is acting like a door. Okay. If that leg, foot, knee, hip was a door, doors don't bend. Yeah, I don't want you to bend and roll and do kind of funny things in order to get your legs open here. Okay, see 1, 2, and then 3, 4. See that? As an open door. Open back. This is tight. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. Hold on to it and then just bring one leg up. See this? One leg up. So it's not only holding it open with all these muscles, you have to really engage your core. And then when you take one pillar, your foot out, it does a give and take on your muscles around your knee, especially around your hip, and especially in your back and your core. So open, drop your shoulder, take a big breath, do a couple of these little, I don't want to say kick, because I don't want you to kick. I want you to move that leg up there as far as you know you can. Unloaded, meaning we're not standing. Open, tighten, breath through the nose, breath. So I'm trying to get you into this. Don't let your knees cave. Keep them open, keep them open, keep them open, keep them open. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Pretend you're doing something with your upper body because that's where we're going. Okay, release and release these. You gotta release them every once in a while. They get very fatigued in holding you in that positioning. That's the beauty of this type of exercising, is we can strengthen up those structures around those joints in the back without doing damage, okay, to it, too much damage. Okay, now you know the move from here. You know how to sit up, right? Now I'm gonna go down and grab my weights. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna open my legs a little bit. It's like a door. I don't just go like this. I don't just go like this. I go together. I hold these wide together. Then I hip hinge, I grab my weight, come back up, get my legs ready to go. So they're as wide as I can go right here. And let me reiterate, this is my replaced knee, and over here is my replaced hip. So I can tell you on a replaced hip, you're going to continually want to rotate in because they're weaker. So open those knees. Remember what I coached you through at one of the very first moves this morning? I want you to push out on the sides of your knees like you're trying to hold a door open, or you're trying to push against me if I had my hand right out here. Yeah, keep your feet flat, don't roll them, and open those out. Now, open the hip back, take a breath, bring these weights right here, and you're just gonna go to the side. You're gonna keep those legs open, keep them open, don't roll your feet. Remember, you're a door. Okay, open at the hip, drop your shoulders, big breath, and just bring those weights up. Keep those legs open. And I'm going to come right here to the shoulder, and I'm going to come right here to the ear. I'm going to come right back down, and I'm going to come right back down. I'm going to open, get my stomach going, big breath. I'm going to pull, then I'm going to push. And I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to come back down. So do all the little postural stuff. See, I'm keeping these open. These feet are open. Keep your feet flat. Rib cage up, open back. Curl, hammer curl, then push right to the top of the ears, right to the shoulders, bring her down, open back, big breath, here we go, exhale, curl, push to the ears, back down, back down. If I checked your ankle and knee right now, would they be in the same plane? Right, I don't want caving. I want these open. Take a breath, open back, drop your shoulders, pull, push, breath, and back down. Here we go. So what weights again do I have? So a light weight for me would be a 6. So I picked up one more. So this is a 9, okay? So I'm gonna go curl, then I'm gonna go push to the ear, back down, curl back down. Here we go, pull, open those knees, take a breath, push, bring it in, bring her down. Keep your legs open, open back, pull, push, bring it down, breath, adjust the knees if you need to, curl, right there, back down and back down, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold those knees open, that's what I'm talking about. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, don't let them roll in on you, pull, push, back down, your hip hinging forward, now hip hinge back, kick that stomach, here we go, pull, push, back down and back down, just two more, here we go, pull, breath, push, down and down, one more, here we go, pull, right there, down, and release your feet. Can you believe it, how much tension is built up there? Now while you're resting, see, I'm gonna go 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Make sure you can move 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Good. You're not having tension around the band on your knees. You're releasing, okay? So keep moving front to back, front to back. While you're doing that, turn the hands, pull those weights to your shoulders and bring them back down. Pull and bring them back down. See, I'm just kind of moving one back, moving one forward. I'm not jumping. I'm pulling back, pulling forward. You can pull a dorsiflex on this right there. That means pull your toe up and then pull. Here we go. Don't jerk them. It's a nice, smooth pull. So while I'm doing this, I'm pulling that toe back toward my shin. That's what I want. I'm opening and closing at the hip. I'm keeping my tummy really contracting. Take a breath, and I'm just curling, okay? Normal curl. Put my hands out just a bit. Take a breath, 2 more, here we go. Here we go. One more. And bring the weights right there. Okay, now release those legs. Yeah, release the legs. Okay. Now we're going to take these and we're going to bring the weights right here to the shoulder. Okay. And we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to open at the shoulder. Now, this is called an assisted move. Why? Because I have one head of my free weight resting on my shoulder. When I do a hinge move, okay? So this hinge move is one of the first little sneaky signs that you're like, ooh, I can't quite get my hand out there, and it kind of hurts a little. A hinge with a shoulder is a normal, functional move, okay? In order to do it, you keep your elbow down with a weight, okay? So practice it, see? And then you can practice it on the other side. So you're right here, and you just open and close. So I can just tell you that I have a lot more trouble with this tricky shoulder of mine. It's more tight. Thus, we need a little assistance. We want to get stronger. Are you ready? So here is my weight. I'm going to do another hit on my adductors, abductors around the hip and the knee. Okay? I'm going to open my leg. Open my leg. Okay? Like a door. So don't fold on me. Doors don't fold generally. Okay? Let's hope our legs don't. Okay, have them open as far as you feel you can, where you're using a little bit of pressure to not let them cave. See, I don't want them to cave. Okay, rib cage up, open back. We're gonna bring the hands here and here. The elbows are forward. The ends of the weights are right there on my shoulder. I open, then I close. Keep your legs really pulling on that band. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. Exhale. Take a big deep breath. Exhale as you open back. Take a big deep breath. Keep those legs open. Here we go. Woo! Breath. See, I'm resting that weight right on my shoulder. Keep your legs open. Yeah, keep those knees pulling against that band right there, right there, right there. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Move right out there. Now loosen your grip a little. Some of you are gripping really tight. Open those knees. Open them. Take a breath. Take a breath. Big breath through your nose. Woo! Okay, what have you got? Have you got 3 more? Let's do 3. Take a breath. Bring it back in. Here we go. Open against that band. Breath. Open. One more. Here we go. Open. Hold. Bring it in. Bring it down. Bring those legs in. I know it. I'm telling you, if you will just slip this little band thing in for your legs on a regular basis, try to hit it twice, maybe 3 times in a week, where you're sitting in a chair. And let's do it this way. I'm gonna put my weights down. Put it around you when you sit down to eat. Put your band around your legs. And every time you take a fork to shovel in some food, go wide and hold it there while you're chewing your food, and chew 15 to 30 times and then bring it in. That's the system. That's what I want you to do. Okay? Yeah, I know. Kathy's rolling her eyes about it, but I think she'll try it. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to go from this sit down to a stand up. Yeah, I'm not going to bring my weights with me. I'm going to keep my band very open. Got it? Lean in. Don't let your knees cave. Push against them. Remember, we did this without the band at the beginning of the class. So push those knees out. Your feet are on the floor. Push into the heels. Keep your knees pushing. Release. And come up. And you're nice and wide here. Okay? Take a big breath. We're going to pick up our weights in just a second, but here's what I want you to do. A little hip hinge, little knee bend, hold your balance. Make sure you have something around that you can put your hand on if you need to. You're going to take a wide step. See that? You're going to bring it back. So it's right above my knee. And like anything else, everybody has their own issues. If your balance is an issue with you, I am telling you, you've got to do this by a wall, a counter, put your hand on a chair to steady yourself. That's why I like these kind of moves with a resistance. Step wide. See that? See that? The leg behind should be pretty straightforward, okay? Drop your shoulders, breath, bring it back. But when you bring it back, don't hit your weights and do your hip hinge, okay? So let's step forward again one more time. Practice with balance. You're pushing this apart. Okay, drop your shoulders, tight tummy, big step. See that? This is another really solid move to help you with your muscles around your knees, around your hips, your feet, but especially your balance, your proprioceptiveness. Big step. Okay? Practice it. overbalancing, underbalancing with resistance. This is a good way to do it, okay? Now we're gonna go down and pick up our weights. It's still at a medium weight, okay? So I'm gonna go hip hinge, my legs stay apart while I'm coming down to grab my weight. Then I come up. Now, if standing is hard for you, you can do this next move sitting again. But I'm gonna be my own chair. You may wanna sit and lean forward, that's fine. So here I am. I'm gonna let those weights go to the floor. I'm gonna bring them right here to the side, and then I'm gonna stand up, pushing into my heels. I'm gonna come right back down, put them right down, bring them to the side, come up. Then I'm gonna go and do the same move that I did before. Shoulders, down, down, all the way down. Get that butt down. Now load, heels, breath. Squeeze your butt muscles. Curl right above the ear. Your elbows are pointing forward. Come all the way down, all the way down. You're trying to sit down, then you come back, you stand up, you curl, you push into those heels. Your knees are soft, take a breath. Boom, right above the ears, back down, all the way back down. Push into the heels, come back up. Squeeze your butt really tight. Bring them right here. Now instead of going up, push into the heels. Keep your legs open against your band. Now do that hinge. Come back in, breath. Exhale, come back in, breath. Exhale, come back in. Bring those weights down and bring them down and bring them down. Okay? How you feeling? Pretty good? Yeah. I don't want to hear it. I know. I can hear that there might be some groaning out there. See what I'm doing? I'm just getting my little band right down off of my foot. So I concentrated on the knee pressure because I wanted to concentrate on some weak muscles out here today. And we did several holding patterns of that. Go down, grab those weights. Okay, stand up. You're going to change your weights. Weights that I used to carry in our class that we had for so many years. So what did I do? I just now went up one disc. So for me, I'm lifting a 12 and a 12, okay? And yes, I have my little weight gloves. You get a good quality weight glove that you can get on and off easily, usually with Velcro. That's going to be one of your best bets. Okay, now without the band on the legs, I'm going to step forward. Then I'm going to step back. So now I've got the weights here in a carry, so to speak. I'm going to step forward and I'm going to step back. Okay? Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to do that one step again. You should have a pretty good weight. It should be at least a medium weight for you, okay? Which is what a 12 is for me, 12 and 12, that's 24 pounds. Think about how your shoulders are. Breath through the nose. When you step like that, don't bring the heel up. I know. Many of us, when we take a big step, we want to bring that heel up. I'm telling you, don't do that. Not right now. Tight tummy, take a breath. Step really wide, but don't bring the heel up and back. Okay? Then I'm going to come back. And I want you to stay pretty low. Then I want you to step back. And step back from the toe and drop the heel. Then bring it back up. I'll turn. Do the other leg. You're going to step back and drop that heel down. Okay? Then step back. So how does that feel? Do you get a little panicky when you step? Maybe you stepped a little too far and you took the heel up and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, just adjust. So now I'm stepped out. Now I'm going to bend the back knee. See here, I've got these two weights here. I got to keep my shoulders down. I'm going to bend that back knee. And then I am going to bring my heel up. And I'm going to come down as far as I can. And I'm going to hold it right there. I'm going to do some presses. I'm not doing bouncing. I'm pressing my knee down, pressing my knee down, pressing my knee down. Take a breath. Press the knee down, press the knee down. Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down. Keep your tummy super tight. Stay down there, stay down there, stay down there. Lean. Make sure you're in good neutral posture. Don't lean too far forward. Now come back up and step back. Okay. Take a big breath. Yeah. And I'm not gripping my weight. I have them hanging on my fingertips. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to step forward and the other leg is back. Okay. And I'm going to bend that knee until my heel comes up. And I'm going to go down as far as I can without over leaning. And then I'm going to come back. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to drop my shoulders, take a big deep breath. So I'm doing this as if it were a carry. I'm putting load on all my joints. I'm putting load all the way from my top of my head to my feet. And what I do with neutral posture holding matters, okay? And if you're doing this and you have some balance issues, make sure you're doing it next to a wall. Sometimes all you got to do is put your elbow on a wall and it will help give you the stability. But that's why I really encourage you to try to do some of these maneuvers, freestanding, right out here. You know, shoulders down and back. Here we go. Two more. We're there. We are there. One more. Take a breath and come back up. Now bring those weights, give your hands a rest, and bring them up here. Okay? Now I've got 12 and 12 coming down through my shoulders. And now I'm going to step wide, and I'm just going to lift my heels. I'm just going to lift my heels. I'm going to do some fast work by going and lifting my heels. That's it. And if you did this with your gluteals tight, so I want you to contract your gluteals as best as you can. Keep your knees soft. I don't want you to go like super fast. I just want it to be continuous. And you are pressing into the ball of that foot, lifting your heels. Okay? Just stay with me. Stay with me. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Say rib cage up. Keep your gluteals just tight as much as you can. Keep your knees soft, and you're just coming up to the ball of the foot, and you're just pressing, 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 pressing. Stay with me. Just do about 5 more. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay, one more. One more. Okay. Now I'm going to step out of this, and I'm going to do a little lift and get these right down into my hands. Right there. And see where we're at. We're doing good. I went up one more for me. You can go up all the way if you want to. So 15. Take a breath. So now I have 15 and 15. Okay. Now we're just going to stand here. Now on this one, I am going to not use the pillow. Now, if you have knee issues, hip issues, or you might need that, keep it there. So here I am. I'm going to do a fold. I'll turn to the side here. So I'm going to put these weights down right there. And then I'm going to pick them up. And then I'm going to sit down with them. This is how you start to gently load your structure. When you have replaced joints, you got to go at this a little different, okay? So there's my weights. I got to pick up 30 pounds. Well, now my form really is very important. I'm going to push that butt back. Say rib cage up. I'm going to shine the tail lights. I'm going to grab, keep my knees in line with my ankles. Fold, go into the heel, and come back up, okay? Here's the deal. When you're coming down, at any point, you feel your back flexing, that means rounding, then that is your stopping point, okay? I'm not there with you, so you have to be very circumspect about this, but if I were there with you, my hand would be on your back. And as you go down, take a breath. If I felt any flexing, any rounding of your back, I would say that's where you got to stop. I'm going to go down, act like I'm going to put them down, come back up. Take a breath, come down, and come back up. So I'm pressing hard into my heels. Breathing. Big exhale. Squeeze your butt. Here we go. Heels. Watch your knees. Don't let them be going in or out. Press into the heels. Two more. Take a breath. One more. Here we go. And come back. Then you're going to curl. Touch the front of the shoulders. Bring them back down. Yeah, with as heavy as you can. Pull. Tap. Back down. Get that back extended. Bend those knees. Hip hinge. Pull. Back down. So folks, this is the mechanics of lifting. Ooh. Take a breath. Oh. Back down. Squeeze your butt. Here we go. Breathe. Exhale on your exertion. Two more. Here we go. Keep your elbows in. Don't flare. Woo. And come back down. Then, if you wanted to do your bones a favor, see these weights? Just kind of walk around your driveway, walk around your house, put some weight into your movement. You want to carry. You want to do a carry. Now shake out those hands. Shake out those hands. Okay. Go across and then drop the heel. Okay. So I'm trying to show you how to give your back such a relief. We did a lot of lifts. Okay. You step across, and at this point, you kind of have your heel up. Drop your heel. Then push your hips forward. Your knees are soft. They're not really bent, but they're soft. And you're pushing that hip forward. You're opening up right here. Then you step back. Okay? Go across your leg, across your midline, and you kind of want to bring your heel up. Drop your heel. Okay? Now, soften up your knees and push your hips forward so that you get a nice hyperextension on your back, which will help open up your hip and the tightness that you feel in your back and in your hip. Okay? So once you've done that, just shake out. You can do pendulums. Don't sling them, just move them. Move them this way. We did a lot of shoulder work. And I tried to do it with keeping in mind, I have a lot of people with shoulder issues. Now do your little test. Bring your hand up, go down, and pat yourself on the back, okay? See how I'm patting myself on the back? My chin is tucked. Don't lean your head forward. Take this hand, pat yourself on the back. This elbow is up. This is down your back as far as you can go. Bring your other hand together and try to see if you can touch, okay? So that's just a good range of motion, a little test. Take your other hand, go way down here, pat yourself on the back, elbow is up. Bring your other hand up, and this one's much easier for me. So you'll see which you hold tightness on, okay? Then open, give yourself a big hug, but drop your shoulders when you give that hug, just like that. Okay? What a beautiful day. Get out before it gets too hot. And I hope that helps. I know, it was just so fun, wasn't it? Just remember, it hurts me more than you, just like I used to tell my kids. Stop.